What is going on, guys? My name is Sena and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about a topic that I've been meaning to talk about on this channel for a while and something that I actually have not touched on in any of my older videos. This video is going to be a full economy guide for Valorant, what good economy looks like, how to have a balanced economy, how to save for an op, what a bonus round is, everything that you need to know about economy you are going to learn in this video. Right before we get into the video though, guys, I want to take a moment to introduce you and thank Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video. Valorant Tracker is a companion tool used by millions of players to track your in-game stats and progress. You can look at your KD, win percentage, headshot percentage, win rate on certain maps, headshot percentage with certain guns, and much more. If you've been playing Valorant for a long time, after you download Valorant Tracker, you can go back and look at your old stats and see how much you've improved as a player. You can see your stats from each act and compare them to one another. Not only this, but there's a huge library of lineups and guides for every single agent in the game that is constantly being updated. Now you're probably thinking that an app like this probably costs a monthly fee or it's pretty expensive, but Valorant Tracker is actually 100% free to download and use, and you don't have to pay a single penny to get access to all of these awesome tools. So what are you waiting for? Go down in the description or in the pinned comment and click my link to download Valorant Tracker today. Thank you again to Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video, and with all of that being said, guys, let's get right into the video. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, and as you might have noticed, I have actually changed the profile picture for my channel. I thought it was about time that I switched things up, so let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. And I also wanted to thank you guys so much for all of the support on the channel recently. You guys are the best. You guys are always showing love and support on these videos, and this wouldn't be possible without all of you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. With all of that being said and intro out of the way, let's jump straight into the economy guide for Valorant. The goal for economy in Valorant is to make sure that your team's economy is balanced. If your team's economy is not balanced, your team will be on a scuffed half buy every single round where some people have guns and some people don't, and it's going to be very difficult to win rounds in the long run. And a bad economy is where the snowball effect starts, where you start losing a lot of rounds. When you press B to open your buy menu, you obviously have a menu of all the guns that you can buy, but what I want you to pay attention to is the top left of your screen. In the top left of your screen, in the buy menu, it actually shows you how much credits you will have next round with the current things that you are buying. This is such a helpful tool, and you need to be using this to gauge how much money you'll have for the next round to make sure that you always have enough if you're on a save. You can also get extra credits in a round for getting a kill or planting the spike. Now that you guys know and understand this, I'm going to explain the structure of how to build a good economy starting from round 1 of a fresh game. Your economy will depend on whether or not you win pistol round, which is the first round of the game. If you do win pistol round, then on the second round, you will force buy the best guns that you can. The most common options after winning pistol round is Spectre full shield, Bulldog half shield, or full shield if you can't afford it. And sometimes I go for a Vandal or a Phantom with half shield if I'm duelist or if I think that I can really afford it. Buying a Vandal or Phantom second round can be a huge risk to your team if the enemy team gets their hands on it, so please be careful about that. Assuming you won pistol round, round 2 should be super easy and free because the enemy team should be saving. After you win second round, we'll be moving on to round 3, which is the bonus round. This is where some players might get confused and might not quite understand how the economy works and why we do a bonus round on the third round. On the third round, you will be going up against a full buy. All of the enemies are going to have rifles and full armor, so they are going to be prepared for this round. They've been saving up their economy for it. Your team, on the other hand, will be on a pretty bad buy because you'll have some leftover guns from second round. Like some people might have some Spectres, some people might have some Deagles or stingers or whatever, right? You should use the guns that you have left over from second round on this third bonus round and save for the fourth round and make sure that you have enough money to buy next. This is because if you don't do this and you use up all of your creds on the third round, your team will be on such a bad buy because not everyone can full buy rifles, and if you lose that round against the enemy team's full buy, you're shooting yourself in the foot for round 4, and it'll constantly start a new snowball effect where the enemy team has their economy built now. So please, if you want to get an upper hand in the game, just save third round and make sure your team can get an entire full buy on the fourth round, because this will make it so much easier to hold that momentum that you have, and it'll honestly just make it easier to build your economy as the game goes on. From the fourth round on till the end of the half, it's pretty much up to you and your team to decide when you want to save, when you want to force or half buy, depending on what your team's economy is looking like. Keep in mind what I said at the start of the video. The goal of your economy is to keep it balanced. You want to make sure that everybody on your team is on the same buy. If you have one guy who's buying an op, one guy who's saving with a classic, one guy who's buying a Marshall, one guy who's buying a Stinger, you're never gonna win any rounds and get that momentum that you need, because everyone's on such a weird buy and your team is never going to be coordinated in the economy department. On the flip side though, if you end up losing pistol round, what you're gonna want to do is just full save second round and then buy up rifles on third round. If the enemy team has a good sense of economy, third round should be their bonus round, so it should be a pretty easy round to take with all of your Vandals and Phantoms, or maybe op if someone saved for that. A quick tip for saving for an op if you're a jet player or just a player that likes to op, I would recommend buying a cheap gun on the second round after you win pistol. If we win pistol round, then second round I'll buy a Marshall. I like buying the Marshall because they'll have no armor on second round, so it's a one shot to the body anyways. And I'll use this Marshall for the third round assuming I live, or if I don't, I'll just save, and by the fourth round I will have saved enough money to be able to op. And that right there is the general consensus around economy and how you want to build economy starting from round 1. It goes deeper than this though, and there's a whole other economy, which is your ultimate economy. Ultimate economy refers to how many ults you have and how you can use those ults to save yourself economy in the long run. Jet, Chamber, Neon, and even Raze, you could argue, all have ultimates that act as a weapon. Jet has her knives, Chamber has his op, Neon has her stun gun. So what you can actually do, and what I do a lot as a Jet player, is when I have my ult ready, instead of buying a gun for myself, I'll buy a gun for my teammate and then pop my ult so I can use my ult as a weapon for myself. And we could actually get an extra full buy in since I'm using my economy strategically like this. Making sure you're farming ult orbs around the map is super important, and not a lot of players take advantage of this, especially on Fracture where there's a lot of orbs that you could farm. It's super good for getting your ultimate economy up really early in the game. If your team gets a lot of ults super early in the game before the enemy team does, that can really help you shift the tides of the game if it's not going your way. Sage res is also sometimes used at the end of a round to res someone so that they can pick up an extra gun and try to help build their economy. And at the same time, you always want to try to sabotage the enemy's economy as well. The easiest way to do this is think about armor. The enemies have to buy armor every single round, so if you're in a losing situation and you're last alive, it might be good for you to go for some exit kills or try to break their armor so they have to spend money on that for the next round. Another example is if you kill someone who has an op and you're attacking and you don't want the defenders to have an op, you could actually just grab that op and throw it off of the map so they can't get it if they end up picking it up later. Your team's economy is so important in Valorant, and I really wish I talked about this earlier because it's honestly one of the most key points and key things to learn when you're getting into Valorant. Now, in this video, I gave you the overall basic structure of how your economy should look. Obviously, not every game will play out the same, and there'll be some rounds where your team calls for a force, which could actually be good for your team. For example, if you lose pistol round, but you did plant the bomb, you get extra credits for planting the bomb, so you could actually force up and get a decent buy-in to challenge their second round buy. I've won so many rounds that I should have lost by doing this, and you really got to talk it over with your team, and it depends from game to game on what your team's buy is looking like. Hopefully this video helped you better understand how the economy in Valorant works, and if it did, don't forget to drop a like down below and also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm so happy to finally be getting a economy guide out here for you guys, and I've got a bunch of other videos that I want to make as well, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, thank you so much for all of your support on the channel. You guys are the best. I love you guys. I hope that you are all doing well and that you all have good health and that nothing but good things come to you. Anyways, guys, with all of that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day or night to watch this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.
I need a second minute to understand it. You're living in my fucking head and I can't fucking stand it. I never got to think of that so I can fucking plan it.